Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to install the new DW400 fuel pump and we're going to do some wiring. Stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so we've got the Deatschwerks DW400 to install in this episode, but we're actually going to put a switch in first and we're going to be doing some heat shrinking and then we'll move on to the fuel pump. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to be putting a switch down here somewhere for the green plugs that we put together for reflashing. So I can just flip switch instead of connecting them all the time. I guess I could put it in here. Maybe I will. I'll make it look neat. But nah, nobody should flip that switch anyway when they're driving. It's really only going to be me driving this. Alright guys, first stuff up. I'm using a stepper drill, so it steps down. This doesn't go in. So what I might do when everything else opens up, I might find another button, probably that one of them on the fog lights. I don't have fog lights actually, so I could use that, but I'll get another one, put it there, and obviously not have a fog light on there, and then it could be the button for the tuning. So for now I might just run some wires up there and have that just hanging, so I can flip that and then I'll get one that looks stock instead of smoking a hole into a piece of plastic. I'll just find a switch that comes out of a fuzz. So going old ghetto, but eventually it'll be a switch like this. Alright boys, we've got two lengths here, one with a male and three females. So what I'm going to do is tape them together and I'll put some heat shrink over the blue ones and we'll feed it through from here down here into the green connectors. I'll put the switch on and we'll make sure that the switch is the right way. Just pretty much have it hanging like that. So boys, taped together. I left a bit of space at the end there because I'm most likely going to be cutting them and soldering them into a plug so we can use a switch up here like the originals. Like I've said about 5 times already. Alrighty boys, we've got the heat shrink on the ends. I just got to heat it up, shrink it, and we'll put it through. And yes guys, you guys are probably going, damn, that's a lot of wiring and it looks like crap. And yes, I am going to clean it all up. It's a whole bunch of spaghetti. Got some bad solders over here. But yes, once the car's all good and going, I will be cleaning this up. No more cable ties, bunched them all together. Nice clean wiring. No wires hanging out. No little boost reference, little box thingies hanging down, boost sensors. Alright, so the wiring's hooked up to the green connector. Now I've just got to make sure I get it on the right terminals for the switch. Alrighty boys, we've got the switch hooked up. So it's green connectors connected. Turn it off, turn it back on. Here's the fans going. Sweet! get up to the back and I'll do some heat shrinking on the relay. Then we'll get into the fuel pump. Right, boys, so I'm just taking one off at a time, just in case I stuff up and put it on the wrong way. So first one is the black one, which is the trigger from the OE wiring for the fuel pump. So it comes from the car, comes up here. Alrighty, they are heat shrinked. Now for the fuel pump. Alrighty, boys, so we don't have much petrol in the car at the moment, which is good. So we need to get these hoses off, and that one, and connector out. Alright, boys, I've taken the cap off, so we shouldn't have pressure in the tank. Disconnect the battery as well, guys, and getting this vent off first. I'm just got a rag. I'm going to put the camera down for a bit. Alrighty, boys, so we've got all the fuel lines off. So the breather, the return, and the high pressure. So all we need to do is get an 8mm socket and take these bad boys off. Right, all the nuts are out and they're up there. So we can pull this assembly out. So I just need to be careful because we do have this wiring. I can't really just push it out of the way. Well, I can, kind of. So I've got the pump assembly out. Didn't look like, yeah, it's sealed alright. Alright, so looks a bit dirty, but looks okay. Sock looks pretty dirty actually. Let's get this small little fella out. You and the guy she told you not to worry about. Just a little bit bigger, but should fit in. Said it was for a Forester. So let's get this one off. Alrighty, boys, got a bit of modification I need to do. As you can tell, the pump is a lot bigger and we're crossing over here. So I need to chop this up further. Chop it up here, get some rubber hose on there. Need to do some soldering. Yeah, so need to solder it obviously onto this original clip so we can go through the originals. Need to get this little fella off so we can move away from the pump and do some soldering. So there isn't great, there's a Phillips head on the other side. Alright. Alrighty, boys, so this little black box here is a little capacitor, I believe. So we're going to get rid of that because new technology. And I need to cut here and splice into this so I can connect through here. And on the new wiring, blue and black. I'm guessing black's earth. But I've also got this little one here. Does the pump need to be earth to the body itself? I'm not sure. It's got a little pin on it, but I don't know where that would go. But yeah, might just solder these together. See how that goes. Alrighty, guys, so this pump can be actually used in other vehicles. So this little black earth is actually not used in my application. So what I'm going to do is just heat shrink it to this earth here, and hopefully that keeps it out of the way. Alright, boys, don't worry, I'm not going to solder these or put heat shrink on them. I'm actually going to pin them and put them back into the plug. I have taken the earth out, and I'm not going to take that one out yet until I've pinned it and put it back in, so I don't stuff them up and reverse the polarity of the pump. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to have to go pick up some pins, and we'll finish it off, hopefully. So I guess what I could do now is shorten this off and find a way to put a bit of a nipple on the end of it so the pump doesn't come off. So yeah, I'll try to fit the actual pump. Alrighty guys, so a little bit of modification needed. I couldn't use the rubber bit down the bottom because the sock wouldn't go on, so we have a couple of clamps in there. I will chop them off tomorrow. It's like 12 o'clock now. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty much done for tonight. I need to pick up some pins so I can do the wiring. So once again, I'm not going to be soldering within the fuel, so it's good. So just repin this connector, and actually might do that to the top as well. So repin the plug that goes in here, so the fatter wire goes in, so it doesn't go fat to skinny for about an inch and into there. So I'll do that, repin it, so then we know it's decent wire to the pump. Yeah, we'll finish this up tomorrow, hopefully. Alrighty guys, it's the next day. We've got a couple of little pin terminals here, so I can put them onto the fuel pump wiring and get it sorted. Whew, that took a while, but got them on. There's that lazy little earth. This is on the original wiring, so I'm keeping that. That's the area that wraps around the metal part, so it doesn't rub on it. And I know that it's petrol proof, so it's going back in. So we need to get the float back on, get this wiring in, and should be able to put it back in. I did chop these off last night before I went in. Good thing you're not going to see them, eh? Alright guys, everything is back together. So I've got the float back on there, and it's plugged in. So we're ready to put it back in. Alright guys, now for the hard part. I'm going to maneuver it around and go back into the tank. I did have this covered up last night, so don't worry about that guys. Alright, so we don't pinch anything. Get these out of the way. Just stay there for a sec. Alright, let's get it in. Okay boys, so we've got it back in. Looked like the gasket was on there properly, so I've just got the 8mm nuts just sitting on there. I'm going to tighten them up. When I took them off, there was a few that were just like finger tight, so stored up good. Alright boys, all the nuts are tightened. I'll put the fuel lines back on. The lines are connected, and I put the electrical connection back on. Right, so I don't know if I mentioned, but I will be pinning this red wire to go into the connector, so we don't have that inch of wire that's maybe a different size. And then yeah, just pin it into there, so I've got good power all the way through. But it's on. Just gonna leave it like that for now, and I will connect the battery back up and just prime it. It is getting late, so I'm not going to start it tonight. I'll start it tomorrow, which will still be in this episode. But put this back on, we'll go prime it. Alright boys, battery's back on. It's connected up the front here. So the main thing I want to check is obviously if it primes and if it actually builds up pressure, because I'm going to make sure that I've actually got the wires around the right way. I'm pretty sure black should always go with black with the wiring, so it should be alright, shouldn't be reversed. So once I know it primes, what I'll do is I'll jump the relay at the front here and we'll check the base pressure again. Right boys, about to just prime it. Oh yeah, that primed. Damn. I'll check up here, make sure there's no leaks. Can't see any. It's good. Cool. Alright boys, I've jumped the fuel pump. So all I need to do is turn the master switch on and we'll get constant fuel pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'll go get my 10 and 12 spanners. I'll back this off. We can set it once again with the new pump. I wonder how different this pump is going to sound. It's going to be louder, quieter. Oh, wow, it's quiet. Just got this. It's quieter than the other one. Alright, a little bit high. Okay. I'll take it down a bit. There we go. At 43. So I just have my fuel cap off. I don't know if that'll change the pressure at all. Nah. But I could smell some fuel, so that did freak me out a bit. Alrighty boys. So I need to do fuel filter. I'll do that tomorrow. And then we'll start her up and see how we go. Still in this episode guys. Keep watching. Alrighty guys, it's the next day now. So we're going to change over the fuel filter. So pretty easy. There's a bracket that goes around. You can just pop off, undo these clamps, replace it, done. Just remember guys, when you take off these, this will be full of fuel, so just be careful you don't spill it. Have a container that you can tip it into. There's also this little rubber sleeve that you want to take off and put onto your new filter as well. That's where the clamp will go. So we've got the rubber sleeve over the new one. We have these caps on here. Pretty simple, it says in and out. So it's going to go that way. Alright, clamps are back on. This little bracket is tight, nice and stable. So what we need to do is just prime it and make sure there's no leaks. Now you should use new clamps every time, but I didn't. Alright, let's see how much fuel is actually in this filter. Still some in there. There's quite a bit of fuel in there. Should have put it into the mower. What's that, like probably 200 mils I reckon. This container is 750. So yeah, make sure you keep it upright. And what I normally do is just use the plugs from the new one onto the old one. Alright, time to prime it and start her up with the new pump. Pretty excited. Alright. Primed. We need do it a couple of times to fill it up because I need 200 ml in there. Alright. Nem's got some music on, so I've got to be quick. Scavenge pump. Holding pressure. Sweet. All right, it's holding pressure like pretty much spot on, maybe 1 psi down, but yeah, now we're getting back into the tuning part of it, guys. If you like this episode, guys, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button so you can check out the rest of the build and stay up to date with it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.